Today's topic is contact with your iron clubs, and I have got 3 fantastic drills, yet simple drills, which can really help you with your ball striking. So we are back at the Forest of Arden on the 13th hole. I've got myself around about 160 yards from the flag that's behind me. And the topic of today's video is ball striking, and more importantly, 3 drills that you can do in practice, which is really going to help you improve that element of your golf game. So in today's video, very, very simple. You're just going to learn how these 3 drills can help you with your ball striking. And we are going to be kind of giving you different types of drills because they're going to be targeting different areas of the ball striking, and that's really where we're going to kind of attack this from a few different angles. Just before we get started, if you're not a subscriber, it is absolutely free. You know the drill. The link is down in the description box. Give that a click, and whilst you're down there, also give the bell icon a click as well. That just means you'll be notified when I do upload a video. So let's get started with the first drill, which is going to help you with your ball striking. So the feet together drill. Now, many of you will have done this one in the past. This is just a great drill that I'll use this with, new golfers, beginner golfers, right the way through to kind of the elite golfers. It just does so many good things to your golf game, and it's pretty simple to do. I have got the golf ball teed up. It's probably not a bad idea to do that, but just make sure it's a relatively low tee. You're going to take your setup with a mid iron. I've got an 8 iron here, and very simply, you're just going to stand with your feet together. And when I say together, I want them touching. It's incredible how many golfers set up with their feet close, but we actually want them touching. And what we're going to get you to do from here is kind of simply just get you to hit some 1/2 to 3/4 shots. So I'm not going to reach the green in the distance here. And that ball's probably gone, I'm going to guess, around about 100 yards, and the strike felt pretty good. So it's a very, very simple drill to do because you don't really need anything. You just need a golf ball, a practice facility, and a golf club. But it does a lot of things. It really helps if you're the golfer who has a lot of lateral movement in the backswing, or even if you have a lot of lateral movement in the downswing. It really helps us with that sensation of the first thing we're going to do from the golf ball is rotate away. And it's just very, very good for keeping you kind of centered over the golf ball and having a good appreciation as to what that's like. It's also very good for balance, and don't be surprised if when you do this initially, you can't hold your balance. And generally when we find golfers losing their balance, it's often on the through swing. One of the main issues that we see with ball striking is a golfer who will, as they start to shift their weight forward, that movement forces their head kind of down and back, and their lead shoulder gets a little high. If you do that with this little exercise, that's when you're going to start finding yourself falling back. So it's very, very good for kind of helping with that term, which I don't particularly like, but kind of covering the golf ball. So from here, I'm not really able to tip my head back and keep balance. So I'm really going to be just rotating through and getting almost my right shoulder to feel like it's tracing down towards the target. So the first drill I want you to do, if your ball striker needs a bit of work, is the feet together drill. Now, this next little drill does require you to have something like this. This is a Tour Striker Smart Ball, but you can use anything that's a very, very similar shape, and it just needs to fit somewhere between your elbows or your upper forearms. And this, again, is just fantastic for ball striking because it really works on keeping your arm structure. By arm structure, we just mean the shape of the arms as we go through the golf ball. Now, many of you who struggle with ball striking, if you have videoed your golf swing, you're going to recognize this kind of look to your just kind of post impact, where the lead wrist is broken down, the elbows have separated, and the golf club is starting to pass the hands a little bit too quickly. This coincides nicely with a poor ball striker. They tend to have these traits to their impact, so this is really, really good for that. Now, what it kind of does subconsciously is if you're working on keeping those elbows being squeezed together, so keeping some pressure on that ball, it actually really makes you engage your rotation a lot better. Because if I don't rotate my body at all, my arms have really got nowhere to go other than these elbows to separate. So by focusing on keeping the elbows a little bit more connected or a little bit tighter or a little closer, it actually really engages your body. Now, for many of you, this ball between your forearms won't allow you to make a full golf swing, which is absolutely fine. So we're actually just going to start with little half swings here. And the key thing would be to squeeze the ball as we go through and feel like we can finish our golf swing in around about this position here, with my body kind of fully rotated towards the target, the club no higher than my head, my arms extended and the ball still in place. So let's go ahead and show you what that would look like. And again, this is going to be absolutely nowhere near full distance. But there's that little shot that goes around about 100 yards, and there are my checkpoints that we mentioned before, in that nice structured finished position. And I'd really encourage you to try and hold that finished position, you know, at least until the ball has landed, because that's really training some good habits there in terms of balance, rotation. You can also sort of tick off those checkpoints as well. So some good arm structure with something like this is drill number 2 to help you with your ball striking. And finally, tip number 3, or drill number 3, although it's not really a drill, I call it more of a transitional drill, is one that's going to be great for you on the golf course. So let's say you've done drills number 1 and 2, you're going out to play, you can't do those in the golf course. This is a fantastic one to start to transition those new moves, those new skills to the golf course. We've got the golf ball on the ground this time, and around about the width of my 8-irons, or the length of my 8-iron I should say, I've placed a tee peg in the ground directly on my target line. Now when I take my starting position, we know that good ball striking really comes from a golf club which is striking the ground after the ball. And we need that golf club which is travelling downwards, a negative attack angle, with any golf club that's being hit from the ground, especially with these mid-irons. So we'd actually like to be taking some sort of turf when we strike that golf ball. So when I'm over this golf shot here, I'm actually looking at the tee peg, and my focus is actually to try and strike the tee peg. Because the tee peg is in the ground and low, if I made contact with that tee peg with my golf club, I will hit the ball first. There's physically no way that I can hit the tee peg and not the golf ball. So we're really looking to change the focus, move it target side of the golf ball. And when you're on the golf course, you know, you're really actually trying to deliver that golf club to the ground, target side of the ball. If you can do that, that's going to really elevate your ball striking, because trust me, that is what all of the best golfers do. They all hit the ground, target side of the golf ball. They have to strike the ball well, and that's really what we're trying to get you to do. Not particularly technical, this one, which is why I really like it. It's a great transitional drill. Take a normal starting position, and then really focusing on trying to deliver the golf club to that tee peg that's in the ground. Okay, and you saw a huge amount of turf removed from the ground, but it was a good shot, it was a good strike, and the tee peg is gone. There's my feedback that I delivered the golf club as I should, with a negative attack angle, number 1, and also I struck the ground in the right place, which is number 2. And really the things that we're looking to do here with these drills is those two things. We're looking to create a negative attack angle and control where the golf club hits the ground. If you can do those things, you can strike the ball well. And trust me, if you strike the ball well, the game just becomes so much easier, because you'll always be pin high, you'll always be up and around that green. And even if you do miss a green, the sensation of that ball coming off the middle of the club is just fantastic, and you're going to enjoy your golf a lot more, trust me. So 3 drills there which are going to really help your ball striking. They are not quick fixes, trust me, they need to be done over a period of time. Really work on your practice. When you go to the practice area, plan what you're going to work on. If ball striking is something you need to work on, these 3 drills will help, and I really hope they help you drop your scores as a result. Thank you very much for watching. Usual stuff, as always, is below. There's a comments box down there. There's a like button. And also share this video if you know someone who could benefit from the information in this video and those drills. Thanks for watching. We'll hopefully see you back here again soon.